I'm an everyday woman, woman, woman in every way. Yeah, yeah. I'm living my life, living day by day. Yeah, yeah. Are you an
Welcome to
every
Every Way Woman. There are some major
woman?
changes happening in the talk show world.
Live from Los Angeles, here's Every Way Woman.
Welcome to Every Way Woman. There are some major changes happening in the talk show world. I want to talk about it, ladies.
Well, yes, there are changes because I think that the producers and the executive producers and head of networks are just trying to find their place, and they really have lost touch with their audience. That's what I think that's happening.
Why do you think they've lost touch, Madison?
I think they're a little bit too focused on a younger, richer socioeconomic class that doesn't really exist except for in a very small percentage.
Well, it exists on, the real teenagers of Beverly Hills, but that was not how I grew up in Grand Rapids.
Right, no, it isn't.
Exactly.
And you're right, reality TV in its way has wreaked havoc on our household and on our women.
And also, I don't think personally that the producers are willing to take a risk. This is a conversation we've had among ourselves, and we talk about other shows and why some make it and some don't. And I always go back to the Katie Couric show because it's what a great opportunity for America's sweetheart.
I loved her.
I know,
Loved
right?
her.
But she did not take advantage of what she had to offer older women.
Right.
And she had a built-in audience that she didn't go after.
Well,
And
that's
that
because she
audience,
had this formula that everybody else has been using. It
yeah,
doesn't work.
the risk taking and not taking a risk, and that at Every Way Woman, we want to take a risk because there's so many other women out there.
Right, and the risk that we want to take is we want to reach out to real women.
Do you relate to anything right now?
I do, because at the same time, a lot of the times when the shows out there, they look into ratings. So when they pick somebody, they pick them usually because they're popular, but at the same time, do they bring ratings? So that's how they end up.
Do you feel like they're
letting
ever
them go.
considering you, Anna, as a Latina? You're in your 30s. Do you feel like you're ever being considered by these producers?
No, actually, no. I'm happy to be a part of this because you don't see a lot of Latinas out there, in the industry of in talk shows.
Right.
I would love to see that.
I think they're going after the Latino market, but I think they're going after it for the wrong reason, what you said, for ratings. I don't think they're really putting a lot of consideration into who they're casting to be.
Right, and who is actually connecting with them and who is actually watching them. And I don't know if they're representing the culture as well that comes behind it. And it's not just the strict culture from where it comes from, but how that is melted into what's the culture now.
But I think you see it a lot in the Spanish channels. Do you really see Latinos really out there unless it's like a sitcom or something?
Right.
Yes,
Talk
and
shows
that's
are
why
different.
when Madison and I thought about creating Every Way Woman, I think one of the main sticking points was that we wanted a show that other people can relate to and didn't feel like, well, I'm just a consolation viewer, I have no choice,
Madison, what
and
was
stuff
that
like
light
that.
bulb for you? What sparked Every Way Woman?
For me, it was getting into touch with being domestic. Because before getting married, I was not really a domestic kind of woman. I was out. I was just living free. I didn't care where my underwear ended up. And I mean just on the floor. What I mean is on the floor, if it ended up on the floor. After getting married, putting clothes on the floor was not okay anymore. All of a sudden, I needed to know how to do a lot of things that I didn't do before. So
I remember a conversation we had on almost the same topic. I remember Madison and I was like, we want to show that women can feel like they could do it themselves, and we go back to your wedding cake.
Oh
and
my
I
gosh,
remember
what a disaster.
you telling me about your wedding
Right.
cake.
Martha
Tell
Stewart.
us about your
Yes.
I watched Martha Stewart.
Yes.
She was like middle class, forever mom type of woman, right? So I looked up to her because she was the only one out there that
She
I
was the
could.
queen of
She was
it.
the closest person that I could relate to, and I'm half Korean. Okay, so she put out a book of wedding cakes that said that I can make a wedding cake, and I thought, okay, my husband to be is super picky. He wants to have this special fondant icing, and Martha Stewart says I can do it. So all right, Martha
You did
Stewart,
it.
I'm going to do it. My wedding night. Okay, my wedding
You
night.
did on your wedding
At
night.
4 a.m. in the morning, I am rolling out this dough.
Fondant, are you kidding
No,
me?
I had no
That's
idea.
hard.
Nowhere in the book did it say you
That's
need a
hard.
spatula the size of a dining table
And
in
you're-
order to lift
no
this
one ever
frosting up and
said-
put it on a cake.
Madison, you are crazy.
Absolutely.
Nobody
But-
stopped
But
you
that
from
was who I was relating to because she was the only one out there. And I was
That's
so
the point.
frustrated because that's not part of who I am. But I was trying to be somebody I wasn't.
But it was actually kind of the building blocks of everyone. Because
Yeah.
we were talking about, okay, they're doing stuff that's not real, and real women are trying to do it, and
Yes.
they can't do it.
And they're so frustrated.
And they were so
Yes.
frustrated.
And do you know at Ralph's, I asked what a truffle was, and they sent me to the chocolate section, which I went to. But there's a nut called a truffle, and you don't shave that.
You
on-
wanted truffle oil?
Yes, I shave chocolate truffles into my shrimp dish, my 15-minute
Are
shrimp
you
dish.
kidding me?
Because I didn't know that
But-
it was.
And that's really what the show is about, because we wanted to
Who
educate
relates?
people, have fun, and at the same time, because a lot of people didn't know anything, and we were both
What
saying
was
we.
that point for you?
We were, it was just that conversation. We both I realized,
Yes.
Madison realized we needed this information to be in one spot.
And like balancing a checkbook. I remember
Yes.
going to Yolanda going, I don't understand
Yes.
why at the end of the month I'm getting bounced here and there and everywhere. And
Yes.
Yolanda looked at me and went,
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Nobody ever taught us how to do
No
these
one
things.
teaches this stuff, and sometimes some people can only learn from television, from people in the media,
or from our friends.
That's from our
or
friends.
from our coworkers,
Yes.
or from our mothers,
And
or from our.
you know what? YouTube doesn't know it all. I'll tell you that because
Yeah.
I can Google some answers and then I try it and it's not for real.
I think it's a beautiful thing being a part of this panel and a part of the show because just like 2 days ago, yesterday, I'm sorry, yesterday,
That's okay.
I got stopped at Starbucks, paying for my, mocha. And then the girl, she was like in a 26, Caucasian. And she was just like, oh my God, like, I can't believe you're here. And she took a picture with me.
You
know,
got
and so I think-
recognized.
I got recognized.
That's
I know.
someone you connected with.
And that's who.
And because
Big
you
shout
provided
out.
something for her that she wasn't able
well,
to
and,
get
and what
somewhere
was
else.
it
And you
that she
also-
told you?
Mhm.
That I gave, she goes, you give me hope.
And
And
it's
honestly,
beautiful.
that's what made me really speak.
And you became real to her.
Yes.
You became-
I think I texted you and I'm like, I almost cried.
And every time you said, I kind of cry because that was our whole purpose
Right.
of doing the
it was
show.
beautiful.
Mhm.
It was beautiful.
So,
Love it.
Beyond hope, what are you hoping to leave with the women who are watching or men that are watching the show?
that, you know what, don't give up. I think the show is about not giving up.
And be who you are. Be true to yourself and be who you are.
Different women, different conversations, different opinions, but it's always great. Here on Every Way Woman. Stay tuned.
Are you in every way woman?
Coming up next, more Every Way Woman.
Everyone says that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, but dinner time is family time. Does that take precedence? Let's find out.
Dinner time is family time, but sometimes it's a lost art. Yolanda, how do you feel about this?
You know, to me, dinner is the most important time of the day because it's the one time that the entire family really have an opportunity to be together. You know, breakfast, you're rushing. You can have lunch at school or at work.
Yeah, except for unless you live in a two-income household. Because I know for me, dinner time was very important, but it didn't work for me because when I was at home, my husband was at work.
Yeah, and that's the struggle, to
So
have those
you would
moments.
would you eat with your kids or did you wait for your husband?
I know I'd eat with my kids because I wouldn't see him until 4 in the morning and sometimes not the next day.
Well, for me, it's different. I'm single, don't have a family, so
So what is dinner
I-
time for you?
friend of a TV.
But
We're on the road. On the
and
road.
I understand because I'm single as well, but then sometimes, they even
I
say.
take myself out.
But
Of course.
But I do agree that dinner time is one of the most important times, that it is family time, and that it is a time that should be honored.
I would
Because
change things.
I have some of the best conversations with my kids over dinner.
But how
Yes.
do you instigate that? Because even the children now are sitting at the tables with their iPads. Some of them even
Ah.
have iPhones.
In your house, maybe.
Not in my house. I don't have the kids. But, I have friends who will sit their children down in front of their iPad.
They don't know what they're being unconscious.
And also, the parents don't realize that is such valuable time. It's a lesson of teaching. It's an opportunity to see what's going on in their day. How is their school? And that's what you find out about your kids through their conversations and things like that. So it's a lost art.
Yes.
Because for some reason we think hey, we don't have to have a little bit of old-fashioned values, but those old-fashioned values is what shape us. And plus,
So
didn't some of your best
you were-
memories?
You were raised with
Yes.
these old-fashioned values.
Yes, but
I
then,
was too.
But then some of your best
It was-
memory, Anna, come from around the.
I hold them
food.
right here because I remember, anniversaries. Our family used to actually celebrate it, include us, give us presents. My mom would do this whole thing of even menus on the dinner table.
I
When we
remember
were growing up,
beautiful.
we didn't have dinner time, and that was because of
Oh.
2 working parents. And so dinner time, quite often for me, was we go get our own bowl of rice, and I learned how to cook hot dogs when I was like 4. So that was dinner time for me, and I think that was something that I longed for and I missed growing up, was having that connection. When I went to families' houses and they had dinner time, I looked around and went, wow, I'm really lonely at home.
my family really made a point to have Sunday family dinner, but if that included a pot roast, I had other plans. I mean, still to this day, my mom makes pot roast. I'm not there
You
for
don't
dinner.
like pot
Love
roast?
you, Mom. But it's just so funny. And she always thought that was a good mom goal, to serve a roast and have this family dinner and this family time. And we dedicate Sundays to that. And even now, as a single woman, I try and open my doors on a Sunday. And, anybody can come over and I'll cook for you
Yeah.
and we'll have dinner, because I want to include that in my life
It's
and have
funny.
that community.
That you mentioned like Sunday, because I don't know if you know this about Black people. Like Friday is fish and spaghetti night. I mean,
Fish
you
and
can't.
spaghetti?
I love
Yes,
spaghetti.
yes, fried fish
Really?
and spaghetti, and you cannot go to a single place. It's not too many Black homes you can go to on a Friday that they're not
You
serving
eat
fish.
fried fish on spaghetti.
Yeah, no fish and spaghetti.
And spaghetti.
Okay,
So
not
not
on
just
it,
like
not on
Chicken and waffles.
Yes.
Maybe.
But
They do have that. You can get chicken and waffles now.
Yeah, but we had designated days where you knew what you were having for that dinner, and it was every week. So it was
our
fun.
director, she always tells me this story about her mom, how Tuesday was a bad day, and every Tuesday growing up was pizza night. I mean, they just, they knew that this is how it's going to be done.
Well, I have to tell you, we really didn't eat out growing up. And that's why I have so many memories around dinner time or food in general, because I didn't know people ate out on holidays. I did not know this until I got
We
older.
eat out on Christmas
Right.
Eve.
Yeah,
we go
but-
for Italian.
but we didn't-
I
I
didn't
didn't know that.
celebrate
I
any
dated
holiday.
Wait,
a
I wanna
businessman for a
touch-
while, and I didn't know that Sunday nights was Chinese night.
But real quick,
I didn't know. I was
Ladies,
like,
I don't know if you just heard this.
What?
Anna didn't celebrate holidays, and I,
I
think
didn't
this
celebrate any holidays.
Is why.
The way I was raised, religion-wise, but I mean, it
Oh.
was a little, it's nothing. That's a whole new other segment, but related to eating, it was right after church. That was our going out to the restaurants, and
Were you
after church, it
jealous?
was no, not at
The
all.
other
Well,
families.
How can you be jealous of something you don't really know? Exactly.
Now it's a little different. I don't. It's another topic. Like
But
I
how
said.
do you feel though about, like you said, you had to go to restaurants and sometimes by yourself? You don't feel
I
bad
do-
about, but do other people make you feel bad about
I
it?
do things by myself now.
Mm-hmm.
I
So
do
you
things. I go have dinner
Mhm.
and go celebrate with my friends on other things.
Oh, okay. But it's still important
I feel
to you.
like
Yeah.
people do look at me a little funny if I go. I'll usually sit up at the bar so I don't feel too lonely. So I have the bartender to talk
no, they're
to.
not looking at you funny. They're hitting on you.
Yes.
I'm so oblivious to that, you guys. No, seriously, ladies, I'm oblivious to that. But I do feel like people look at me like, "What's wrong with her? Like, why is that girl?"
Oh, I'm too busy
Right?
eating.
Why are you
Yeah,
alone?
why are you
Oh
alone?
my god, I hate
and,
that.
And I really get down on myself.
It's okay
about
to
that.
be alone
I hate
and
that.
enjoy your
No,
meal.
Then I treat myself to dessert too. If
There
I
you
eat
go.
alone, I get the
This whole-
appetizer, I get the entree. I
This
get
whole
the dessert.
topic just made
No,
me
no,
feel
you got
lonely.
it backwards. You do that on dates.
I've got you, honey.
You have it backwards. You do that on dates.
Yeah, you let them
When
pay for the
somebody else
dessert.
pays. When somebody else pays.
Yeah, you never pay for dessert.
Never. It's not worth the calories. Well, I do think it is so important that, we do make time for your family, getting to know each other, whether it's over lunch or dinner time, family time. We'll be right back. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Are you in every way, woman?
When it comes to fitness, it feels like that we're always starting over. Is that a real thing, or is that something that we put in our minds? Stay tuned and let's find out.
We are all trying to get fit, but when it comes to fitness, I always feel like I am starting over. what can I do to avoid this, Madison?
Work out all the time and be consistent.
Okay, well, I'm not you. So Madison is the workout queen. If you haven't realized from her arms, okay, this girl's got it going on.
Well,
Exactly. Show the guns. Show those guns. Yeah, we need that.
I was listening to you two in the green room, and you were talking about, so what do you do? And Madison's like, oh, I work out 30 minutes a day and stretch and stuff. But it seems like it's a really good idea, work out 30 minutes a day.
It's an awesome idea.
It is an awesome idea, but it's really tough to find that time to work out.
Yes.
But for me, I do always feel like I'm starting over, especially if I have to go out of town or if my husband out of town, because we are attached. When we go to the gym together, we don't work out together, but we're together.
But you're each other's motivation and you're
Accountability.
Exactly, and when he's not there, sometimes I don't eat for days, and I don't work out.
Really?
Yes, and we both realize that, and he does the same thing.
I hope he doesn't go before you.
But recently, I had to go out of town twice in the last couple of months. And I got my backpack, and I got my resistant bands, and I done got my DVDs.
And it all stays packed.
Yeah, and I don't work out. And
You have to put it with your underwear.
You know what, though?
Because you know you're going to go get underwear no matter what you do on your vacation.
just push it.
No, then you see it every time you look at it and you're like, yeah, not gonna happen. And then you feel guilty.
That's it, and I feel really bad because when I come back home, it takes me more time to start over, and that
But you are.
mentally,
You are
hard.
starting over. Every time that you don't work out and keep it consistent, it's a mental and it's an emotional thing. You have to keep doing it.
So
I feel guilty right now just listening to the exercise and that you work out too. And I'm a beer drinker. Like
You've got
literally,
a problem.
No, I don't. Maybe every other day, but every other day. That's why it's so hard for me to when I focus and I have a gym membership.
Well, use it and use it.
I
But
should
it's not-
start. I'll start tomorrow,
Is it?
and then
Oh,
the beer.
Right, but you can drink the beer and still work out.
Well,
Because
here's-
carbs
Yeah.
are good for you.
No.
Carbs is a preferred source of energy if you didn't
Here's
know.
my
That's another
problem.
topic.
So I will start the workout DVD. I'll lay out my yoga mat, whatever I gotta do. I start working out and I get on the floor and I see how dirty my floors are. And then I can't work out because I need to
you know-
Swiffer.
do
And
you-
then I've cleaned for 2 hours.
Okay, but
and
if
my
you have a
workout was
Swiffer, you
done.
could turn that into a workout if you wanted
Just
to.
start moving,
You could do
right?
abs, you can put it on your feet, push out, pull in, push out, pull in, and then you've got
Yeah,
sections
no,
at a time.
because then there's laundry to do and dishes
But-
to be done, and I can't do it.
But I do think this is a real problem, especially for women. If you're a woman like myself, I have to have a plan. If I go to the gym, it's printed out. If I don't have that printout, and then if I don't have
Right,
my,
but
Not
see,
only
here's
bef-
the thing though. Okay, what I hear is that your expectations and your goals to get your workout in might not be attainable. So you make your workout outside of yourself. Now I have 2 kids, single mom, I work a full-time job, and then some. And so
You're
when-
making me feel really
right.
bad about
So,
myself.
but because I know it's important, and it's important for my kids too. I want them to know that health is important to me. It's important to the family. It's important to everybody. I try to make everybody work out, including my mom, who hates me.
Really?
She's like, why do I have to? But I got her stretching every night for about 20 minutes. And I find my workout wherever I can find it. If I'm at the park, because the kids want to be at the park, I will play tag with them until I am exhausted.
But Yolanda, I remember you telling me you find your motivation when you wake up. What is the first thing you see?
I have a little, on my cell phone, I have little messages that I send myself, and I can't say them on television, but it is.
Get up out of your bed
Because
right
I
now.
go work out at between 3:30 and 4:30
She's up there
a.m.
hard
because
hours.
I'm a morning person and I don't like a lot of people in the gym. But I have put up a lot of barriers in myself. Oh, if it's not 7 o'clock, it's past 7, I can't go. My whole day is ruined. And going back to me not being in control, not being organized, and then it takes me 2 or 3 more days to get back on
Right.
track, and I'm restarting again.
And we'll do that. We'll self-sabotage
Yep.
ourselves so that we won't have to work out because
Guilty
we
as
see it
charged.
as work. Do you not see it as work?
Well, yeah. Recently with me, it's just more like I've been just enjoying myself.
Yeah, but you
Just-
lost, over 100 pounds?
160 pounds.
160
And you
pounds.
find
But
gym
so you
kinda-
cannot
But I'm
just-
still fat.
But you don't have
You're
to
not.
go to the gym to work
You're
out.
curvy.
And
Yes.
it's not about whether you're fat or skinny or whatever. It's about, are you healthy?
It's the beer.
And that's
Are you
true.
healthy?
Like in
I
your
know.
case, people
Yeah.
think that
People
you
say
don't
I-
have concerns.
Yeah, people think that you don't need to work out. And I'll say, yes, I do need to work out because I want to be healthy. I am skinny fat. I am in the worst shape of my life. Maybe if you look at me, you wouldn't think so, but I know so. The doctor knows
Well,
so.
I know I need
Because
to
being
work out.
skinny
duh.
does not necessarily mean that you're healthy. And that's what we really should focus on, that every time we were starting, we need to focus on the health part of fitness
Yes.
instead of the dress size. And
Yeah, it's not about size or about weight. It's truly about just maintaining your health.
Commitment.
Commitment. Don't self-sabotage. We'll be right back with more Everyway Woman.
Are you an everyway woman?
After this commercial break, more Everyway Woman.
Are you an everyway woman?
Everyway Woman is doing everything we can to make sure that we can reach you at home, on your phone, or across the world. Stay with us and continue with the movement.
Welcome back to Everyway Woman. So we are taking the conversation beyond the show to the movement. Tell me about this platform, Yolanda.
well, the movement is just an extension of the show. It's things that we cannot get to, plus it gives us an opportunity to reach women around the world. Now, Madison and I, when we was first talking about the show, we first did a segment. We wanted to test this blender.
Magic Bullet.
Yes,
Magic
the
Bullet
bullet.
blender. It's been around forever.
Yes, it's better now.
Yes, it's better now. And we pulled it out. We pulled out some recipes, and we made things that it gave us to make.
Yes.
And it started smoking.
Yeah. So that's what the movement is about. For like, we'll test products and or like, I remember Madison's like, we should really test these magazine fitness, workout programs and
Right.
see if they actually work.
Or recipes, 15-minute deals. When you go to the store and you want to buy something, and like there's 10 different lemon poppy seed muffins on the table.
Which
And-
one's the best?
Right, which one's the best? Do you spend $2.50 on one box and then 99 cents on the other?
You know what I'll tell you, I'm obsessed with trying, and ladies and gentlemen, you can get more information on the movement, of course, the beauty products, okay?
Yes,
I
yes.
want to know which ones work. In fact, I'll put one eye cream on one eye for 2 weeks and one on the other.
Are you
to see the
serious? Is
difference.
that what happened last
absolutely. That's terrible. Don't tell my dirty secrets. But yeah, I'm so serious because I really am invested in the discovery of, searching
Yes.
for the truth behind these articles or these products. And we really want to share that with our audience,
Yes,
with our
'cause
friends.
how do we make choices? How do we make smart choices unless you actually try it? And what we've learned, Yolanda and I learned over time, is that some products work really well with one type of skin.
I think it's
and it doesn't
good.
work well with another.
I
think
mean,
it's
you're a
good.
pro at that.
Well, yeah,
as a
I
makeup
think it's
artist.
good being on the web because, there's so many, everybody goes to the web for everything,
Yes.
And
not everyone watches television. They use their
And,
No.
and the other thing is too is I might go to the web, but I don't have time to go to the web and look at 12 different sites.
But we can test it for you.
But we can test everything and all of
behind the
that
scenes.
information we want to have in one
And,
place.
and not
for
just
you.
testing products, do it yourself, quick fitness tip, quick money tips,
Or
things
follow
like that.
conversations.
Yeah.
Let's talk to the guests behind the scenes. Let's talk to them after the interview.
Right, because the interview face is sometimes different from who they are off camera.
Exactly,
And
out
sometimes
of
it
the
can be more
studio.
interesting.
Is there going to be edits?
Yes, and also, believe it or not, we get a chance to talk entertainment because, even though we don't celebrate celebrities on this show, people do like celebrities, so we get a chance to us a little bit of
We're
gossip.
women, we
Yes.
like to gossip.
Right,
like to
'cause
gossip.
we do. We like to gossip as well.
Exactly. So it gives us a chance and opportunity to gossip. But I just like the
Always in
opportunity.
a positive way. We never talk trash.
And we do
No.
have a large audience outside our area. We have a lot of women that reach out to us from around the world.
Right, China.
Yeah. So it's great.
Been there. China. Love you, China. We want you to embrace the show, and we're really excited to go beyond just your living rooms to your computer screens, your iPhones. Check us out at everywaywoman.com.
Are you an everyway woman?
Everyway Woman gives back to the community. Go to everywaywoman.com to find out how you can match our donations of undergarments for needy kids. Thanks for getting to know Everyway Woman.
This has been an Everyway Woman production.
I'm an everyday woman, woman, woman in every way. Yeah, yeah. I'm living my life, living day by day. Yeah, yeah. Are you an everyday woman? I'm an everyday woman, woman, woman in every way. Yeah, Yeah, I'm living my life, living day by day. Yeah. Are you in every way, woman? Are you in every way, woman?